All right, yo. Thank you for coming on. What? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Umar Badri. I just recently graduated from kinesiology at the University of Waterloo. I've been into fitness, I want to say seriously the past like year maybe. Like maybe like the last 2 years, but not like seriously. But I want to say the past this time last year, September, October-ish, I started taking my fitness journey seriously. Had some ups and downs, some injuries along the way, but uh, especially the past 6 months now, I want to say since like May, that's probably the most serious I've been in terms of like tracking my calories, uh, consistently progressing my workouts, writing shit down. But yeah, that's about it, I guess.
I know we started in May. What's been like? What are like your biggest fitness goals? Like, what were you trying to do when we kind of started working together? Even before that, give me a sort of history of like your training so far.
So I guess before originally, like around COVID, maybe a little after COVID, let's say 2021 maybe. I want to say I tried like a bunch of those fad diets where like I would eat like a stupid amount of protein, like, or I would just eliminate like something like carbs or try to get fats or whatever, you know. So I basically tried a lot of things with my diet. I want to say the lowest I weighed probably during that time was probably around like 158, 157, which that was a struggle for me because I was like, man, like I was starving 24/7. And then
Mm.
I want to say the highest I weighed during the whole time was probably like almost like 195, 196. And starting on the program with Eukajiven, I probably clocked in around like 194, I believe, because that was right after I dislocated my shoulder. So I was
Mm.
sedentary for like about like 3 months or so. So I let the weight kind of catch up. But I guess my original goal then was to just lose weight, to be honest, while gaining muscle, which I was still a new lifter, so like that was definitely possible. But so far, yeah, like those are my goals, and I want to say like the past 6 months or so that's what we've been doing. Like I'm down like I want to say like 15 to 16 pounds from there probably, and I'm a lot stronger than I was back then. So, and that came with like even just like getting my functionality back from injuring my shoulder. So I want to say like definitely stronger, lost weight, and that continues to be the goal going forward for sure.
What'd you struggle with the most before you hopped on the program that you thought like the program would help you out the most on? Like, what was like your biggest thing for you?
I feel like definitely without a doubt accountability because I would have like even before like I would have like a good like 4 or 5 days. And I think it's gradual to like it's normal. I mean to like kind of have like 1 or 2 bad days, but having coaching or someone holding accountable, those 2 3 days don't turn into like 3 2 3 weeks. You know what I mean? So I guess that was my thing. Like I would be solid for a bit, and then even now like I'm not perfect. Like
Mhm.
you could attest to that. Like I can have like I can be good for like 3 weeks in a row. Now 1 week I'm shaking it for like a couple of days, but then like it's not as bad as it was before, where those couple of days would be a couple of weeks, and then it would be a lot like more room for error. Whereas now it's like even when I do make mistakes, it's not as bad. Where like the overall picture is like a lot better. So I want to say accountability for sure. That's the major thing.
1000%. I feel like when we work together, like you'd have quote unquote bad weeks, but if anything, like because we're in a weight loss phase, like you just be eating a little bit more, and like the times you have quote unquote fallen off track, it's just like you're either having fun with friends and family, and you're having that like important family and life stuff, which is important for most people. Like you're not going to neglect all that when you're sort of getting into the best shape of your life. At the end of the day, you still have to live your life, have fun, and all that, right? So, how do you feel that sort of balance has been for you? You think you've been able to manage that well? Because I know when we talked together in the past, like you were either like really like balls to the wall and tipping this thing, or like you're just completely off it. So like, what's kind of been your mindset change regarding that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm even still working on that currently to this day, where it's like I go so hard in one or either direction. But like I guess that's going back to accountability, where like I have somebody to talk to, and like I could be so hard on myself for like those couple of days that I'm doing bad. But then you whip out like the big picture of like, yo, look at this graph from like when we started till now. And then even when you be like, yo, look at your old photos, I'm like, damn, like I don't even recognize that guy, you know? Because like, so when I see that, I'm like, okay, like we're going in the right direction overall. I'm just hard on myself in the moment, which that's honestly a good thing the way I look at it. Cause like I'm like, okay, I can just keep going. But I would say overall, like it kind of like puts me in a good place because like I'm like, because I never used to ever take pictures, track like that was never my thing, and I don't know why. I was just lazy to be honest. But then
Hmm.
when I'm doing that, I can actually like physically like see the results, you know, like based on the pictures, based on like the workouts, like based on like form technique. I'm okay, so everything is getting better. I'm just in my own head. I'm thinking like, damn, I'm not like pushing the needle. But then like even family, friends, would be like, man, you look like you lost a lot. Like, oh wow, like what's going on? Good job, bro. And I'm thinking, like, oh shit. So I guess like, you know what I mean?
It's
Like
actually working.
he's actually working for sure.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I like to have the spreadsheet and all that. It's like men lie, women lie, but numbers don't, right? So like
Like,
that's how we have that to be able to look back on, and so they keep us accountable to the whole process. So glad that's kind of helped you the biggest part so far. But like over the past, like I guess since May, what's been like your biggest accomplishment that you're most proud of?
dang. I want to say just I don't know to be honest. Like, oh, I think just being consistent to be honest. Like no matter like what was going on in my life, consistently like I would get at least like 4 to 5 workouts in a week, you know? And even if
Mhm.
I didn't, like I'd bounce back. Like it was never like I was never like fall off for like a while, you know? Like even if I
Mhm.
did, I'd be okay, like I gotta get back tomorrow. So I feel like I was happy with like the rate I was able to bounce back. So that was a big one. And then even just my diet, I feel like I became a lot more on point on it. Whereas like I kind of hit that point now where like I should be tracking stuff, but I don't, but I should be. But then I kind of know what I'm eating, you know? So it's like even when like how I say I fall off, it's like as you said, it's like I'm already on a deficit. So when I do fall off, it's like I'm probably eating a normal person's calorie intake. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's not even that bad, but I was able to just be able to control my overall like hunger, where like I can like micromanage when to eat in a day, if I need caffeine, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would say yeah, just being consistent and just working on my overall goals, I guess.
100%, bro. And I think that consistency has led to one, you dropping a shit ton of weight, but also you improving on all your lifts, like deadlift, squat, bench has gone up. We've worked together on form for all of those. Um, Talk to me a little bit about that. Like, what exercise or thing have you sort of felt the most has felt like it's progressed the most, whether it be technique or whether that be weight or whatever it is.
Oh, definitely squat for sure. Like that's not even a question. I remember even my older brother, he doesn't do legs. I was joking around with him, and I was showing him how like, yo, you want to see videos of like how I started till now, and even he was like, man, damn, like you actually like you're getting a lot lower. And I'm telling, that's me trying to convince him. I started doing legs, real like this is a joke thing, you know. But then, yeah, for sure. Like my squat was like it's still a work in progress to be truthfully honest with you. Like I can definitely go more weight. Like I'm capable of doing that, but I don't
Mhm.
feel comfortable going higher weight to like my depth looks good on every single rep and set. So that's like the big thing. And honestly, like I'm having a really great time with that process. Like deadlifts for me, compared to like deadlifts and bench, I feel like that was uh like I feel like personally, I could probably do the most weight. Like if I could max out, probably on deadlift and squat. Bench because like my upper body kind of trash. Like that I actually have to. It's just more like technique and me just getting stronger. But like I've always been
100%.
like I've always been like lower body dominant, and I have like long arms. So I feel like if I work on technique and continue processing it, like my squat and my deadlift will both be pretty like high. I feel like, especially my squat. I feel like bro, I can definitely push more weight. But like I said, it's just like getting the reps in, getting to that, and I feel like
1000%.
what I'm doing now is definitely helping. So.
Yeah, bro, we got long limb squad here. I'm looking like Giannis in this camera right now,
Yeah.
but I totally feel that. It's a little bit harder to focus on that bench press during a cut, right? But like
Yeah.
the only thing we can do is sort of refine our technique. But man, yeah, squat and deadlift have definitely come a long way. I get a video of that shit like every week from you, and I'm always giving you feedback, and you're
Yeah.
always implementing it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely gone a long way. Um, what's the single biggest change um you felt in the program that's you feel like has really pushed the needle for you or like done the most for you?
I feel like just the overall like so basically because we're in like a weight loss phase, right? So I feel like stuff that like I subconsciously do now without even thinking about it is like for example my steps and like cardio. Whereas like before I wasn't like a big cardio guy, but now it's like when I do my lift, I'm like, okay, I need to do my cardio. And then when I start doing it, it's like same thing like how I eat now. It's like part of like the overall program. So it kind of flows. And even my steps, like if I'm not doing anything, I'm in my house, like my family thinks I'm crazy. Like I'll just be like walking around pacing like from the kitchen to the living room. Or I'll go on a
Mhm.
walk and like that's part of like even my routine now. Like it's like if I get up, I'm not doing nothing, I'm like, oh, I'll go on a walk, you know? Like, oh, I'm gonna walk around a little bit. So I feel like stuff like that I just added to my routine in my day. It's like it kind of makes things like a lot easier for me to follow.
Yeah. And I feel like it's not something we just did off day one where it's like, yo, get 15,000 steps, go hit cardio five
Yeah,
times a week, right? Like it's something where, especially when we're in a deficit, it's like I'm of the mindset that you don't want to use all your tools all at once. You want to slowly use those as you need it. So we started with the steps. We brought the steps up to like 10, 12K for you, and that's pretty good. And then we slowly started adding cardio. I remember the first time I added cardio to your program, you're like, what the fuck is this guy want me to do? And the first couple weeks were a little bit tough, but it was just two times a week, and now we're up to like 3, 4 times a week doing cardio, and that's something we slowly build up to. So kudos to you for fucking sticking with that, making sure that gets done every week. And I'm
yeah,
always texting you about that too, so that's solid.
yeah.
Um, what aspects? What did you like learn the most, or like sort of didn't realize had such a big effect on your fitness journey that you kind of learned, or like what was like the most underrated part of everything you feel like in terms of whether it's fat loss or body recomposition or the training, like what is like the biggest part that you wish you had a lot earlier?
So like when I initially started uh I guess my fitness journey like 2021, like I lost like a shit ton of weight just like trying to track my food. So I feel like me doing re-implementing that in this program on top of like actually lifting, because back then it was COVID, the gyms were closed. I was just literally just starving myself, just doing nothing. But now it's like I'm not starving myself, like, but I'm still tracking now. Plus I'm lifting weights, and I'm like that showed like the weight just comes off, like it's crazy. It's like I feel like that's the like when I was lifting by myself before I was tracking, like I was definitely getting stronger, but like my body composition wasn't really like looking better. Like sure, maybe my arms were looking bigger. I felt like more muscles on me, but I also felt like I still had fat. Whereas now it's like I'm like, damn, I'm actually losing like weight while I'm getting stronger. Like this is weird,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, like, and it didn't hit me till like I said, like family or friends would be like, bro, you're actually losing weight, and like as you said, numbers don't lie, and like the weight like it might not go down week to week, but like overall it's going down. So I'm like, oh shit, like
Mhm.
so I guess like I would say tracking food, like you're probably not serious about like your fitness overall journey. I feel like if you're not tracking, or at least have a
Tracking.
ballpark of what you're doing, you know? So I feel like that's very important. Like I didn't obviously I guess like I knew how much diet was important, but it's like I'm like, damn, it still kind of shocks me, like, oh shit, like this is for real, you know?
I think that's a very valid point. So that even like me, when I don't track, I think I know what I'm doing, and then like then the weight starts to go up on the scale, the weight starts to go down on the scale. I was like, oh shit, maybe I don't really have an idea of what you're actually doing, right? So tracking not even just calories, but also workouts and shit too, making sure you can progress on those over time. Otherwise, you get thrown on whatever feels good. Um, that's solid. I think that's a key thing that a lot of people don't really think about either. Um, if someone is going to go on a body recomp journey similar to yours, what's the best tip or advice you would give them other than I guess tracking the food? Like what is like what would you recommend they do?
I would honestly say just show up every single day. Like for me, like I said, it's a journey, right? So you'll have your good days, your bad days, your good weeks, your bad weeks, you know. But I feel like the important thing is like to realize when you're going through a slump and then kind of try to bounce back as fast as you can. Like I said, I'm not perfect. Like I can one day I can be bad, okay. Second day, then I'm like third day I'm like, oh shit, bro, it's been 2 days. Like I gotta like get my shit together. So I feel like
Mhm.
just that is like very important because it's a you're doing a lifestyle change. It's not a race. It's like a more of a marathon. So it's like, okay, like I'm trying to become the best version of myself for the rest of my life. So it's like that's not gonna take like it's not gonna be quick. It's gonna take a long time, you know. Plus, like
Mhm.
you're trying to unlearn a bunch of bad habits and learn new habits. So I feel like once you realize how hard it is to like change others, like let alone yourself, you're like, damn, like you had to really lock in for real. So I would say just clock in every single day. Like just clock in, just show up and like lock in for real. That's about it, to be honest.
Yo, you said that part about the lifestyle change. Talk to me a little bit about that. When did that really like click for you? Because I think a lot of people, when they start getting into working out, they start getting into looking good. It's just like you all want to look good fast, right? You want to do things right away, right away. You want to think about like fast way to do this, and then like that's how I started. I think that's how you started too, and then it kind
Yeah.
of clicks for you. What was that moment, or when did that really like click for you? Was like, oh shit, if I'm gonna be doing this long term, like maybe I need to take a different approach to this.
Like I said, I felt like it was all about like making it like part of my lifestyle. Like my routine had to like fall in line with like my overall day, right? So for example, one major thing off rip, like my boys still clown me about is like be like 9, 10 o'clock, like, bro, why are you always in bed so early? And I'm like, bro, like I have to. Like this like for my goals, there's no way I can stay up till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. with the boys, like chatting
Mhm.
shit, like watching videos, gaming, like so that off rip, I just had to like change. Like from like my first year of uni till now, like I'm kind of like the old head now. Like by like 9 o'clock, my boys will hit me up for motives. They already know that I'm trying to sleep, and obviously
Yeah,
like that's not all the time. Like for example, this weekend the UFC might fight coming up. I might like drink a like a energy drink, watch the game, you know. But even then, like I'm fighting for my life. Like whenever they
yeah.
see me in those times, I'm like, Omar, I'm like, oh shit, you know, like so so that's hard, you know, especially because I feel like I said like I realized for my goals like for steps, for example, if I have to get my steps in this, I'm like the best time to start that is as early as I can in the morning, you know. So like when I start off like my day early, that starts I actually really starts at night. Like I have to sleep at a certain time to get the most energy possible. So I can wake up, feel recharged, get my steps in. Like like I remember I read online somewhere, it's like someone was like imagining like your for example, your goal is like 10K steps. If by noon you're already halfway there, it's like that's like damn. Like I already did my 5K. Now I could
Mhm.
probably like just walk it to my other five without even like realizing it. Like especially if I'm not like just sedentary, like doing like an office job or something. If I'm just out in the day, I can like rack up a couple of K right there. So I feel like that kind of helped. Like movement first thing in the morning. Uh just starting my day off on the right foot, I feel like the momentum carries over for sure. Especially like if I can get my workout earlier in the day, like if it permits to do so, I feel like that kind of sets up my trajectory for the whole day to like smooth sailing, you know? Like obviously like it's not perfect, like I said, but like I feel like if you can do that, even those days when you're kind of off, the adjustment's not that hard. Cause like if I'm used to going to the gym, like let's say like 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Now that day I can't do it. Like, what's the worst thing now? I go to the gym at 2, 3 p.m. I'm like, that's still good, you know? Where it's like I'm already used to going in the morning. So like now if I go in the afternoon, it's not as hard, you know what I'm saying? Or like if I kind of don't do my steps later on the earlier in the day, I could like micro load it later on, you know? So it's like
Right.
I feel like that kind of helps. You have more day to do stuff. Whereas before I would just be sleeping in like and especially like I don't know, I'm not really productive after night, I realize. That's when all my bad habits come out, you know? Be kind of hungry, some fast food, like eat some chips, like just do some dumb shit. That I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
if I had to sleep, I could eliminate all that right there, you know? So for sure, I feel like I said, sleep. I feel like just organizing my day, you know, like planning my day and trying to make the most out of it for sure. I feel like that was like a lifestyle change that even helped me like outside of working out, just in my day to day life for sure.
Fire, fire. Um, in terms of the entire coaching experience, what surprised you the most, I'd say?
Honestly, like probably just my programming because I'm not used to like I remember before like I was changing up my programming. I was telling you about this. Like I would kind of follow the hype. Like I'd be on TikTok, Instagram. I'll see a sick workout. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm gonna add this, you know? I'm gonna add this. Next thing I know, my workout's like 2.5 hours long. Bro, like, what am I doing, bro? I'll do like different variations of arms, like back, chest. I'm like, I didn't know what I was doing to be honest. Like I was just like I feel like a kid in a candy store. I'll see some like
Yeah,
some sick
yeah.
shit, and I was like, I want to try this, I want to try that. But then like having to do the same workouts for like weeks at a time, like it makes a difference. Like I'm getting better at those workouts because it stays. And it's like I realize, okay, like less is actually more. Like I don't need to do all these cool looking like Instagram workouts. I can just focus on like the compound movements and then add some other workouts, accessory movements outside of that, and then I'm good. And like my body's looked the best it's ever have. I've gotten stronger, and it's like okay, I'm like okay, if I stick to it, like it'd be kind of boring because I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm the type of guy like if I do some certain shit, I'm like, bro, I gotta switch this shit up, you know. But then like now I dial in, so like I kind of like it's good like knowing what you have to do every single day. Like I go in, I already know the workouts. Like I can hate certain days, like for example legs. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hate this workout, but I know what it is, so like I'm gonna just full send it, you know. So I do it, and then boom. But yeah, I would say just staying on it, like kind of like yeah, like having the same workouts. I feel like that was a big thing that it helped major in this program for sure.
1000%. I think for most people, like you said, they just get caught in that kid in the candy store mindset, especially with social media. Like you getting fucking new tricep exercise, new bicep exercise, new way to do chest. Like they're literally spamming you with fucking shit, and you're just there like trying to do everything. And one, like you're not gonna learn how to do it in one day, and then two, you need to actually progress on it. So
Fact,
like I'm totally of the belief that like you could have those new movements, but you can't just switch it up every single time. Then
fact,
you're sacrificing gains on the table. And I think for us long limb motherfuckers, like we need to be pretty consistent with our upper body stuff to actually see the proper
fact.
gains. So yo, I'm glad that helped. I'm glad that was like a good key part in that. You can be brutally honest here in terms of how this program could get better, how the coaching could get better. What would be your biggest feedback to that?
Honestly, I feel like we're kind of doing it now, but maybe like the whole community aspect of it. Like I feel like we kind of post each other's wins, but I feel like if there's like more of like a interface, I guess, us just communicate amongst like clients, I feel like that'd be kind of cool, you know? Like
Yeah,
if a buddy of mine, like I don't know, like imagine someone's having a bad day or like they kind of need advice, or like we kind of just like have a community chat where we can all just like pick each other's minds, not even just from the coaching perspective, just like trying to give each other input. I feel like that would be kind of a cool thing and be maybe a little more like kind of like that community vibe, you know? I feel like
yeah,
that'd be
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
sick. But I feel like we're getting to that point now. Like we kind of like are kind of doing that in a sense. But other than that, I feel like most of the stuff is kind of like you have to be kind of self-sufficient, I believe. It's like it's up to you. Like I feel like my workouts, my all that can only get better on my end. You can't do that for me, you know? But I feel like something like that, maybe just interacting with others, that'd be kind of a cool thing, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm working on right now, trying to incorporate how to kind of put that together for like you guys, and then just sort of like you said, the community aspect of things, because it feels like you're doing it all alone sometimes, but you look around, it's like, fuck, I'm actually coaching a bunch of other people who are probably doing the same thing as you, but now you can
Yeah.
talk shit about like how much you hate the hack squat with other people, right? Like, and
Facts.
it's like a shared pain, you know what I mean? So,
Wonder.
yo, I'll look into that. I'll start making that a little bit more of a reality. Um, Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to share with the people, or like final words?
Uh I would honestly say like how I said initially, I feel like if you're on the journey of your fitness goals, trying to get better, like I realized for myself, like I was kind of an independent individual. I like to do everything by myself. Like, yo, I'm like pretty self motivated, you know? Like I went to school, I did this, that, whatever. Like I can follow a plan, but I feel like everybody can like use some sort of like uh mentorship, you know what I mean? At any stage of life, to be honest, like your career, school, working out. So I feel like coaching is really good for me. Like I feel like I wouldn't have been able to hit my goals this quickly without coaching. Like, sure, I probably would have honestly gotten here, but it would have took a lot longer. Cause like how I said, like I used to like my highs and lows were crazy. Like I was kind of like I don't know, find the word for it, like without cussing, but like I was pretty bad, you know.
No, you can
But then
cuss, bro. You're good.
but yeah, so like it's a lot better now. I feel like, especially like having somebody to talk to that like knows what I'm going through. You know what I mean? Like how you said, like it's not like you're the first person going through this. You know, like we all go through like our highs and lows of life. You know, and it's even like refreshing when you have somebody to tell you, oh man, like you're doing a good job, like you're doing it, like you just like you're a little hard on yourself, you know.
Yeah.
But I would say yeah, coaching 110%, like accountability is so big, like it's actually crazy how much you can do when like someone's like kind of like giving you advice, like man, like especially someone that you're comfortable. Like I feel like with that too, like you have to be vulnerable, you know. I feel I never had that problem personally, like being coachable. Like I feel
Mhm.
like that's a big aspect, you know, because like how you can't really like expect to progress if you're not willing to be vulnerable and accept criticism in any way whatsoever. So
You
I
got to
feel
be able
like
to
that helped
trust
me a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
Hundo. And I feel like I had that relationship with you personally just from school, you know? So like that's why I felt comfortable because I remember my initial like coaching when I took it on in 2021. It was with like pretty credible individuals, but I didn't know them personally. So it's like I don't even feel comfortable kind of like talking to them on my day, you know? Like it's like it was more just there for the program. If I had a bad day, like I'd be like, hey man, I didn't do such and such workout. They'd be like, oh, it's all good, bro. And then like it'd be like I'd be the surface level of it. And
Yeah.
then whereas like you, like I can like be like, yo, man, I didn't do this. I had family, this, bro. I feel like a waste man right now. Like I can like kind of like talk to you, and it's like I feel more comfortable talking to you because I know like you'd kind of give me like the reassurance that I need, you know. So I feel like
Yeah.
that makes it more of like a environment that you feel comfortable about. So that's sick. So I would say yeah, for sure. Like I go to the gym, I see people like even paying for coaching all the time, you know, with like random fitness trainers at gyms. And like I feel like this is like a better experience for that because like some people need that like one-on-one time outside the gym even just to like talk to people like kind of reaffirm their goals. But 100%, I feel like mentorship coaching, all that's probably like the best thing you can do for yourself. Trying to like get you to your goal as fast as possible.
Like, this guy dropped some fucking wisdom on us for real today.